Hi everyone, Lorna here again. Hope you're all well. I just wanted to come on quickly to talk about directed energy weapons again. I was hammered last night. I actually woke up in the middle of one because my whole bed was vibrating. And it was weird. This has never happened before. I heard this. It was almost like a machine being turned off, and I just had that usual, like, high pitched ringing in the ears, and then suddenly it was like clunk clunk, like on top of either the ceiling or the on top of the wall of my neighbour's house, who's a very, very old lady, and I don't think that she'd be involved in any of that. But it was bizarre. And I've had like nervous system disruption going on for years now, and I've been working on it hard for years, and I'm pretty sure that, it hasn't settled. I still am shaky. I'm shaky all the time. That's why I walk a lot, because it seems to calm it a bit. But I've just come to a realization that I'm just being continuously attacked, because I know that part of my mission is public speaking, and they've directed this particular attack at me because they don't want me doing that. So, which makes me even double down harder. And I don't care. I don't care if I shake anymore. It took me off my feet. It took me out of public. It put me into a place of isolation for a really long time. And I'm at the point now where I'm like, I don't care anymore. So I'm just going to turn this around so you can have a look where we are. Beautiful lake. One of the last videos I did, I showed the skies that were full of chemtrails, and we were pounded with chemtrails for days and days and days, and we had non-stop rain. Even in between the rain, there was still clouds up in the sky, but you could see behind the clouds they were still at it, big trails all over the place. And then this has been it, like 2 weeks of constant rain. And muddy creeks. So if you don't know anything about chemtrails and what they've been doing for years, there's actually patents on it, and they openly state that they sorry, it's a bit slippery here, hang on, that they control the weather. So look into that if you don't know about it. They control everything. Okay, seriously. So everyone who's going through this, through the gang stalking, the organised harassment, all of the rest of it, it's time to switch on and start researching. Like, if you're put into isolation, this is what I did for years. I researched everything because I knew you have knowings. God gives that to us. We are the truthers. We are the ones that are going to be bringing in this new earth, get rid of these demons who are running this place once and for all. And they've known it since we were born. And that's why we've been hit so hard. The gang stalkers, all of the street theatre, ignore it. Honestly, it's the only way to go about it. You can write it down, you can say, this car followed me and there was 3 there and then there was a red car, but it doesn't matter. None of it matters. What matters is you, and you coming back into yourself, and you working on yourself. Ignore all the distractions. It's a circus. And they're all clowns. Laugh at it. Clowns are funny. I think they're creepy, but they're supposed to be funny. Anyway, so I did say on a past video about how my little dog was taken off me because I was really hit hard with Jews at that time as well. And I got vertigo, which I've never had before, never had since. Plantar fasciitis, which I've never had before and never had since. He acted really weird, which, you know, he's not... just a moment. He was acting weird, which he'd never done before. I mean, he was a little bit naughty and everything, but not like to the extent that he was doing, sitting there just staring at me like, get me out of this house. I have a little cat who does the same thing at times as well, so I'm starting to really twig on to and listen to or pay attention to when he does it as well, because I realise that there's frequencies that he's picking up on. You know, animals are really sensitive, so listen to your animals if they're acting strange, and maybe just leave the house for a little while, or pay attention. What I did was, the last time I noticed it, I was feeling really, almost like I had a clamp over my head, and my cat was acting odd, and I was just had like this weird vibration in my head, and I actually put my small finger in my ear, and I could actually hear the pulsing. It's not like, you know, when you put your finger in your ear and you hear your heart beating. It wasn't that. It was almost like a signal, like a toot 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 toot. Oddest thing. And I stopped doing it. I would stop doing it for a minute or two, and then I would go again. Same thing. I mean, I'm going to do it right now and see if there's anything. No, just the normal heartbeat that you hear. So yes, any of the skeptics out there who don't know about Jews, haven't been through it themselves, which are probably no one that's watching this, because everyone that's watching this is going through it, and you well and truly know. Look it up. It's patented. They're doing it. So many people speaking out now, which is just brilliant. Anyway, yeah, nothing else I need to really report on. I'll go more into the backlog of my story and how, yeah, I don't know how much to say on here. The police have been a huge part of my organised harassment, the police force. And oh, that's one thing I did want to say. So during that time, I was actually going through a domestic violence situation, and my ex-partner physically assaulted me in a public place. This is on a couple of separate occasions. He assaulted me in a public place, and I went to the doctors and had all the wounds looked at, etc. This is going back years, like 20 odd years ago. And he already had an apprehended violence order from one state, and I'd had to run from him with my 4 children at the time, to another state. He'd threatened to snap his baby's daughter's, 1-year-old baby daughter's neck and throw her out the window. I mean, he was an extremely violent man. So he had an AVO, which over here in Australia, that means he's not allowed to come near me or the children. And then because of that assault, which happened in another state where I'd, sorry, slippery again. Hold on, I don't want to fall over while I'm talking. It's really muddy. So we went up to, I fled to Queensland with the 4 children, and that's where he assaulted me again, which led to now a domestic violence order, a Queensland domestic violence order. And And then we went back down there where he was caught red-handed robbing my home. And that wind's just picked up. Hopefully you can hear me. The police came, fingerprinted, because he had broken into the home, done fingerprinting. He had the DV and the AVO, like I said, basically caught red-handed. At that time he assaulted my then 13-year-old daughter and I again, and there was 3 witness statements taken, 4 actually, and they basically said to me, well they said to me, oh no worries, you know, he's broken all these orders, domestic violence orders, he shouldn't have been anywhere near you, we'll be charging him with assault, blah 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 blah. And they said come in again tomorrow, because I wanted to get back into the house, because he'd gone into the house and whatever he couldn't rob from me he destroyed. So I wanted to go in and get, you know, at least some clothing for the children and see what was I could get out of the wreckage, because he'd just destroyed everything. So they said, and I didn't feel safe doing that until he was picked up. So they said come in the morning and we'll organise that. Went back in the next morning and it was almost like the script flipped. So the person that was on the desk, I asked to talk to the sergeant that I spoke to the day before, and this guy looked at me with the most disdainful look and said, he's gone on holiday. And I just said, oh okay, because you know I didn't know about being on the list, etc. back then. So I just said, oh okay, and then I just reiterated my story, and he said, oh yeah, leave it with me. And basically they did nothing, okay, nothing. So which left me in a really, really bad position. So fast forward a little bit, so I don't know, a month or so, I'm trying to get sole custody of my daughter, because I don't want to have to, I don't want him in her life anymore, because he's violent, he's threatened to kill her, right? So I got a solicitor on board. Solicitor's all gung-ho, no problem, won't be a problem, oh, you know, you'll get full custody, da 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 da. The next time I went to see him, he must have been given the information, you know. And next time I went to see him, all of a sudden he told me that he had gone on holiday. It must be some word that they use. Yeah, they all go on holidays. Which means we're not going to help you. And I ended up having to, for a year, go through hell with the man who paid no child support, who had all of those offences against him. Nothing was done about that. He was never charged. He'd stolen our family dog, my family dog, because he came into the scene after we'd already had her. So 4 little children and myself, our beautiful dog. He stole her. The police wouldn't get it back for us. She was 10, so it's like losing another child. Just the ongoing. Anyway, that solicitor got me an interim hearing, which meant, because have fled to Queensland by this stage, and he put in, he said, oh yeah, I had to go on holiday, and when I contacted the court for the interim hearing, the phone kept dropping in and out, because, you know, back then, this is 20 odd years ago, they had those car phones, so I'm still believing all this. It was probably all bullshit, a whole lot of it, but because I said to him, how am I supposed, because the outcome was that I had to take my asthmatic 2-year-old daughter, who he'd assaulted, who he'd, you know, all of those, like I just said, all the things, threatened to kill her. I had to take her without any money, because I'm living in a homeless shelter with 4 children, all the way to a 9-hour drive to hand her over to her father for, I think it was fortnightly visits. And they said, he said, oh, it'll be in a safe place, in a public place. And I said, there is no safe place with this man. He's just, he wants to kill me, you know, wherever I am. He doesn't care who's looking. And I was proved right later on, because when it came to the big court case, he did actually try to assault me in the court, you know, because he just, yeah, had a demon in him. So yeah, my story's long, but anyway, that's a little part of it. And I hope you've enjoyed the little walk in the lovely park, even though it is a little bit underwater at the moment, but nice spot. Nice to get out in the sunshine, move your body, yeah, get off the fluoride. If you're drinking fluoride water, don't drink fluoride water. Don't drink anything that they say is okay. No alcohol. Get off the drugs if you're on drugs. Try and stay as clean as you can. Clean your body, clean your mind. Stay connected to God. Anyway, that's all for now. God bless you all.